Window Rock dispatch to Station 12.
Station 12 to dispatch, send it.
Station 12, COVID-19 victim, Adam, Mike, has trouble breathing. High temperature, only granddaughter on scene.
Copy location.
Copy.
Navajo Nation stay-at-home order went into effect on March 16, 2018.
As cases continue to rise on the Navajo Nation, a stay-at-home order has been implemented to the citizens.
In the history of major United States military conflicts, Navajo men and women have made lasting contributions, including significant military service to defend our country and to put their safety on the line for the security of all. As service members, they have shown exceptional valor and heroism on battlefields both on foreign and national land. In general, American Indians and Alaska Natives serve in the armed forces at 5 times the national average and have served with distinction in every major conflict for over 200 years.
Nalitat egi eto pedinot. Ade nzad nlengi na ol nlengi eben zilo. Nanan shidili puche hain nido puche zilo. Enden lado ade komate. Nditles nikeyate. Ado nikein lengi nakwasin be bekadilwas.
I state your name.
I, Seth Anna,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States
and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Considering the population of the U.S. is approximately 1.4% Native and the military is 1.7%, Native people have the highest per capita involvement of any population to serve in the U.S. military.
The Navajo Nation requested assistance from the New Mexico Army National Guard, and on May 20th, I was informed that they needed some help and that the New Mexico National Guard was going to send me down here to the Navajo Nation as the tribal liaison. Started working on what needed to be done, assessment, evaluation, and that's how it started.
Stay hydrated, and slow is smooth and smooth is fast, okay? We don't want any injuries here. There still might be equipment moving around, people moving around. We don't want to knock anybody over. Be careful of the vehicles. I think Sergeant Lynch, you have a plan in place to bring one vehicle forward at a time?
My initial thoughts was that it's going to be a good mission to help the people of New Mexico and the Navajo Nation to come to Window Rock to support the humanitarian effort. There's approximately about 51 days ago that we arrived in Gallup to support the operations. I would just like to add that it's been a great experience to work with people at Nakai Hall to complete the mission. I think we've done a great job in supporting each other with the taskings at hand, and I think we've completed our missions on time and above schedule. Primary objective is to do humanitarian support for the Navajo Nation in New Mexico, and occasionally we do support in Arizona when authorized. The support comes in a variety of ways, as in either we do warehouse operations, boxing food, or supplying different chapter houses, commodities and food from Nakai Hall.
We've helped the Navajo Nation president and his staff go to various chapters around the Navajo Nation. And all in all, he covered the 110 chapters. And as food donations came in, we made food boxes and we helped ship them out to different chapters that were needing assistance.
From the joint operation from the Air National Guard and the Army National Guard, we came supplied with plenty of equipment to include vehicles and material handling equipment to move the supplies and commodities to the different chapter houses within the Navajo Nation.
I didn't think I'd ever be on the Navajo Nation in uniform if I had to face enemy, because I didn't think a pandemic of this extent would ever come close to home. I wouldn't need to don my guard within my home place and have to help out my own people out.
I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to accomplish a mission such as this. It is a very good feeling for my soldiers and myself at the end of the day, knowing that we are moving commodities, food, produce, humanitarian efforts, supplies to different chapter houses that will eventually help the people of the Navajo Nation.
The MDs are out there, they're doing traffic control at this moment. Finalizing to bringing the boxes from being made to the table to distribute to the vehicles.
So you want all the personnel in New York?
Yeah, not for right now. We could have them in here setting up the tables, and once the food comes, figuring out the plan of what goes in each box, and then lining everyone out to do the same job prepared.
Just want to touch up on a few safety. One of them is what? The heat, right? Keeping hydrated. Keep hydrated, you guys. I'm not going to stress that enough.
Let's go ahead and work together, all of us, and let's try to help our people. You know, we got to come together in this pandemic. This pandemic is actually taking a lot of lives, loved ones, people that we work with, people that are in our homes. So that's why I'm saying, please work together.
There are the healthcare workers that are on the front lines. There are people of different professions on the front lines having to work every day. Our soldiers, we work every day, tirelessly, effortlessly to accomplish the mission. It feels good to know that you are part of a greater good to complete it and to help people in need.
went to get food or water, and we'd give it to them and see their faces as they wave and pass by. Really helped bring up my spirit, showing that I was doing something on the Navajo Nation, helping my people.
It was a lot of work before they helped us that day because we were the ones loading and unloading the boxes, packing and separating all the food items. And with their help, it made it a lot easier. As it was quicker too, separating and sorting out the items, and then especially it was really helpful that they loaded the items into the vehicles. That way we didn't have to have that close contact with the people that drove up, and it was just they were able to lift those heavy items.
Being aware of your surroundings and helping your fellow Native Americans, your brothers and your sisters. So going out there and seeing them and, educating them, wearing your mask, washing your hands. It's something that I guess you wouldn't have thought that you were going to be doing until it happened.
Before the COVID-19 happened, we would do face-to-face home visits with patients. We would just check on their well-being, their vital signs, check if they're taking their medications, they're having any kind of medication side effects, and we would work closely with the public health nurses from Saratoga Medical Center, just to, if we had any questions about their medications or any symptoms they're experiencing, then we would talk with them, and then they would make their recommendations, or they would come out and do joint home visits with us too. I think it's really different right now. We don't have this face-to-face contact, and we just have to talk to them over the phone because we're not allowed to go into the homes right now. If I do see them, I'll just do a quick welfare check and then just ask if they need medications. That's all I can do right now.
The virus has affected me, affected my family. I think it's affected everybody. If you look around the world, you can see how much it's affected a lot of people because nobody was expecting something like this to happen. And to figure out how to deal with this has been a challenge everywhere, not just here on the Navajo Nation.
I think it really impacted the Navajo Nation a lot because the numbers were just escalating at high rates. But with the curfews, it helped those rates go back down, and it's just a sense of people knowing that they have to stay inside and not go out so much.
It's impacted me a lot. I was going to school, I was going to college, I was at university for computer science, specializing in information systems, and it cut off half my school year and made me go all online. And it also impacted my family because my brother actually tested positive a few months back, but he was asymptomatic. So, a few months ago when we had admissions here in Gallup, I couldn't go home. I had to get a hotel room and stay there, and couldn't see my family for more months, for longer.
Being with your family, I think that's one of the things that a lot of us have gotten away from because working and all these other priorities have taken us away from our family, which this virus has turned that around. It's taken jobs away from people and forced people to be with their families.
Family means to love one another unconditionally. It means to support each other through thick and thin. I think it really comes down to supporting one another through blood, sweat, and tears and being together. Coronavirus, first off, impacted family. I've lost family members to the virus, lost friends also, and it definitely brought hardship to my family personally because one is not only my kids out of school, but having to pick up and care one another, taking that extra precaution, taking, again, precautions to not only spread the virus, but also to help curve this whole virus on, I think the magnitude on this whole virus is putting on the strain and the stresses it's putting on myself as well as my community is that fear of, is today going to be the day that I'm going to catch the virus or get someone out sick?
Working out on the front lines right now is kind of scary. I take every precautions I can possibly take when I go out each time, just to prevent being exposed to COVID.
The soldiers that are from the local area have told me many things about local traditions, certain monuments in the area, what things mean. And it's very nice to have them express that to me, to be familiar with the community.
We're a minority in the National Guard. There's not many Navajos that wherever I've been training, and they sent me off to different states to do other things. There's only a few Navajos there. It's like showing me that there's only a few of us, but we still do great things, and we're at higher places. I was a drill sergeant in basic training that was Navajo, and he didn't give me any peripheral treatment or things. And it was until the end that we talked to each other finally, and he's like asking if I thought I'd get peripheral treatment. I was like, no, I didn't even think I'd get anything like that. But being Navajo and seeing leadership that are high up as drill sergeants, which is a hard position to get to, seeing them really helped me along, knowing that I could have a better potential and get higher ranks within the military.
So I think it is important that you should know your culture, especially being in the military. It really kind of gives you that individualism inside you, especially when you're around being overseas or wherever you might be. It still brings, in cases, that home-like feeling inside your body. It allows you to know that wherever you may be, there's always a place a place you can call home, and I call that culture. Now, with that said, in my culture, elders play a major role as far as being our teachers. Now, with this coronavirus, it really puts the impact on them because they're vulnerable to this pandemic.
The Navajo Nation, it means beauty, it means balance, and it means spirituality. Respect everything around you. Everything is there for a reason. The trees, the plants, the animals, water, and in that way, it's beauty. It's the way of life. It's our way of life, and we should learn to respect it.
There has been a great amount of support from all the people of Gallup, New Mexico, and at Window Rock and on the Navajo Nation. We've been greeted very kindly by everyone, and it's a great feeling to know that the civilians know that we are actually out there and they see us actually helping them and doing the work needed to accomplish the mission.
I felt relieved that they showed up, because that was just more help for us. Because it is a lot of work with all the food, and you don't know what they're going to deliver. And then once they deliver, we have to get right to it and start separating and sorting out those items and how much of those items are going to go in each box that are given out. And it's just a lot of strenuous work, and by the end of the day, you're really tired. And you try to keep the people that are in their vehicles happy, because I know some of them get upset. They start honking. They start asking what's the holdup. I felt like we really worked better as a team with them, and things got done faster. They were really helpful, and they followed what I wanted them to do. So I really appreciate that they were there.
it's a wonderful feeling for helping the Navajo Nation. It's something, I guess, can't really explain how you feel, but giving your time to help others is always a good feeling. Taking that time to help your neighbor, which this is Navajo Nation, we are all neighbors. When you see somebody struggling, you shouldn't just walk past them. You should stop to see what you can help them with. It doesn't matter how much you have or how little you have, but just giving a piece of yourself to somebody else is always a good feeling. It's always a blessing to do that, to be able to do that. So to me, it was a blessing to come out here and to help out the Navajo Nation. And it's the people, just helping people, helping others. It's always a good feeling.
I also want to extend my appreciation to the healthcare providers, the first responders. They're doing a really good job, and it was an honor to work with a lot of the individuals that I was with, non-military, and it was great training. They got to see the inside of how we do business, and it kind of also created that rapport amongst with the community, letting them know that we're here for them and so ready to support them at a moment's call. I want to thank everybody from the 1115th Transportation Company, the New Mexico Air National Guard, the MPs, as well as my comrades, the 210th Red Horse, for you to come out on a volunteer basis to help my community as well as my people, my tribe. I cannot praise you enough, and I'm honored to work side by side with you.
Just be safe and help each other. Help each other right there. Help your neighbor and be respectful of each other's, social distancing. The mask isn't only for your safety, but it's for the other individuals, because family members out there have underlying conditions and we don't want to get them sick.
The Army National Guard I chose because it was close to home. I could still be in the military but not go full active, and I needed schooling done, which the National Guard help pays a lot for school. That was one of the major incentives for me to join. I was surprised I'll be coming home, be near home, that I was helping my own people. I didn't ever think that I'd have to come back here. I was usually doing missions out further off, getting shipments done. But I didn't think that I'd need my own people, help them get food out and other supplies that were in dire need over here.
Private First Class Hannah, can you tell me a little bit about the Navajo Code Talkers?
I can tell you all about them, Sarge.
All right, thank you.
I was influenced by my father and my grandfather, who both were joined in the military, but they were in both different branches. My grandpa, Leonard Julian, is a Marine, and my father was in the Navy for a few years. Both of them served, and they were giving me a military discipline while I was younger, which instilled me about what I wanted to do when I grew up, helped me decide that I wanted to be in the military.
During World War I and World War II, Native American languages were used to send secret military messages, codes that enemies were never able to break. The Army deployed American Indian recruiters to find Native language speakers who were willing to enlist, and the Marine Corps recruited Navajo Code Talkers in 1942. According to the Department of Defense, more than 24,000 of the 1.2 million current active duty service members are American Indians, and the 2010 census identified over 150,000 American Indians and Alaska Native veterans. Today, they continue to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. They bear true faith and allegiance to the same.